right, now, the science. This is big. This is big. We finally got the big one. All right, Mika. Tell all our #1 people to drop whatever they're doing, get to work on this. From this day, March what?
3rd.
Dr. Robert Gallo makes the first gigantic strides in winning the, what, the war, the battle?
The war?
Battle. Against whatever the hell they call it now.
Françoise, toi l'honneur. À moins que le chiffre n'atteigne 20 000, nous n'en avons pas notre virus. «
300, 320. Merde, c'est juste un bruit de fond. Où avons-nous fait l'erreur?
On recommence à zéro. Il faut modifier le milieu de culture, vérifier les étiquettes, voir s'il n'y a pas eu d'erreur en cours d'expérimentation.
Look what they're calling it. He died after another, quote, long illness. So sad.
This could be the first deadly epidemic in history of which nobody officially died.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. Did you see this? Look at this article.
What?
In order to move quickly and take the lead in what seems likely to be a fierce scientific battle against GRID, Dr. Robert Gallo has formed a special unit of the National Cancer Institute to fight and win the battle against this disease by the end of the year.
What?
Hey, hot damn, we're in business.
Don, an IV drug user in New York. I just got back. Died from it.
Gay?
A woman.
It's in the blood supply.
How long has he been ill?
He was born with it.
No, I don't mean hemophilia. He was doing fine until, well, recently, wasn't he?
Well, he's crippled in one knee because they couldn't stop the bleeding until a few years ago when they came out with that new stuff.
Factor VIII.
Now look at him. He was doing fine just a few weeks ago.
Did you happen to get a new supply of Factor VIII about that same time?
What is that exactly? Fake blood or something?
No. It's real blood, but they get it from thousands of different people and put it through a lot of different filters and take out things and add things to it till all they got is the clotting stuff that makes you, well, stop bleeding.
He was doing fine until a few weeks ago.
I'm really sorry about this, but I've got some questions which are, well, embarrassing, but I've got to ask them. Has he ever had sexual contact with another man?
I don't understand the question. I mean, he's a man. How can a man have sex with another man?
I personally don't care if these people were painted by Norman Rockwell. We still have to prove the blood is contaminated. We've got to prove it. What do we know? What do we think? What can we prove?
It is in Factor VIII.
You think?
I know.
Proof!
Well, we can't prove anything is in the blood till we have a test.
We can't develop a test until we find the virus.
Yeah, assuming that it even is a virus.
Finding the virus with the equipment we got, you got a better chance of winning the Indy 500 with a pair of roller skates.
I am sorry. What about Max Essex? Is he finding anything out?
He can't keep the cells alive long enough to see if there is a virus.
I hear the French had the same problem.
Yeah, so does Gallo.
Does anybody have anything positive?
Well, we may be able to do something about the blood supply, even though we can't find the virus. We know that the people that are getting this disease are almost identical to the group of people that are getting hepatitis B, so we did an experiment. We took the hepatitis B test and took blood samples from 60 gay men who've got it and 60 men who don't. The test was 88% effective in detecting the disease.
Really?
That is fantastic. I mean, if the blood banks can weed out that many people who have the disease before they donate blood.
Exactly. Wait. Do all of you really believe that the blood industry is going to spend millions of dollars on an idea that is scientifically radical as that?
Well, it's not so radical, Jim, if you're a hemophiliac.
Can we be realistic just for 1 second? We have got to prove that it's even in the blood supply before we get any action from those people.
That it's bound to turn up in the regular blood supply sooner or later. So I think what we should look at is transfusions. In fact, if we can find one patient who got the disease after getting a transfusion, what we need to do then is to look at the donors. Check the donors, see if one of them has the disease that gave him the blood. If we can find that, we've made the connection. Then all we got to do is prove that this patient couldn't possibly have gotten it any other way.
That's interesting.
Interesting? Interesting. It's so obvious. It's brilliant, Harold. Brilliant.
Vamos a comer el lunch y después, sí, después del trabajo voy al parque, sí, el lunch y también, está bien bonito ahorita el parque.
Terry Mack, Dale Lawrence. He's had 12 donors, all from the New York Blood Center.
Are you saying the New York Blood Center won't give me a list of the donors? The CDC is convinced he could not have gotten the disease from any other source except the transfusion.
The legal protection of donor confidentiality prevents me...
One of those donors has a disease that's going to kill the man who got that blood from you to save his life. And if we don't find that donor before he donates more blood and kills more people, then...
Unless there is irrefutable scientific evidence that the alleged disease does in fact exist, that it can be blood-borne, and if so, has been proven to be transfusion transmissible, there is nothing I can do.
Harold Jaffe, CDC.
Hi.
How do you do?
Harold Jaffe.
Betsy Rice.
So it's true, huh?
He was born here 20 months ago, an our-age baby. Within a week, his entire blood volume had been replaced 6 times. Now he has Zostra, practically 0 T-cell count, and more opportunistic disease than we know what to do with.
And he had 13 donors?
All from Irwin Memorial. That's all I could find out. They keep a lid in the place so tight it's like the Pentagon. So forget about getting a list of donors from them.
The first irrefutable case caused by transfusions, and these people are stonewalling us.
Yeah?
You know what we need? Somebody just to scare the hell out of them.
Only Attila the Hun could.
Selma Dritz.
Well? I got it. But there's one problem. Well, 2 problems. I'm freezing. That's one problem. Let's get some coffee. One of the donors died from the disease 2 months ago. We can't prove it.
What do you mean we can't prove it? How can we not prove it?
He was from one of the richest, most socially prominent families in town. And he swore to his dying breath he wasn't gay.
What's the difference what he said? I mean, when somebody dies from this, you can't exactly mistake it for whooping cough.
According to his doctor, he died from encephalitis. It's on his death certificate.
All right, let's talk to the doctor.
And get him to say what? He lied?
Well, somewhere in this town, there's got to be somebody that a gay man he had sex with, or what about his family? Did they know?
My brother wasn't gay. And I can assure you, no matter how hard you search, you're not going to find one shred of evidence to suggest the contrary. He was on the board of several corporations. He was the chairman of the fundraising committee for St. Patrick's. He was meticulous. He was meticulous in concealing his other life, even from me. Please don't ask me to betray him now.
Very sorry. But we're trying to stop an epidemic. We know that this disease can be transmitted by gay sex. We're trying to prove that it can also be transmitted by blood products. Now, as you know, your brother